Good morning. It's me, Pearl from Pearl in the Prayers, and this is Tuned in Tarot. And we are here today to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies inside of ourselves, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see reflected back to us in our interactions with others, in our external environment. And if we want to see changes in those areas in our life, we have to shift the energy inside of ourselves. We have to find the reason why we're in this energy, and we have to dig it out, and then we have to fix it, heal it, the fun stuff to do. Okay, we're going to start with Divine Feminine today because she had one card showing, and Divine Masculine did not show any of his cards. The top and the bottom of the deck, of course, I can see. I can't see anything else, but from the top and the bottom of the deck, it does not look happy. Divine Feminine, she looks like something else. I don't know. Let's see what these two fools are up to today. I'm calling it like I see it. Wow, Divine Feminine's got a it's got pretty good headspace right now. Okay. Interesting. Let's begin. Top of the deck, overall headspace, forefront of Divine Feminine's mind, the Three of Wands in reverse. She's impatient because she feels the full potential that she has to experience fulfillment, bliss, happiness in the state of sacred union she's achieved inside of self. But she's not seeing it on the outside. Three of Wands is about seeing your ships coming in, so you can relax a little bit. Two of Wands, you're a little nervous. You're like, I asked for something. I don't know if it's coming. Maybe it's coming. Maybe it's not coming. Maybe it is coming and I'm not ready for it. Maybe I need to make a plan. Maybe I still need to think things through and kill it, do free will, and blow it out of the water. That's the Two of Wands. The Three of Wands is like, oh shit, my ships are coming. I can see them right there on the horizon. They're fully loaded with everything I ask for because I have a lot of faith and I have a lot of trust in the divine. I don't really feel impatient because I see it there. It's on schedule. It's heading in. And all I really have to do is just make the space ready for this new cargo. But if you can't see it, even if you know it's coming in, you start to feel impatient because maybe only two of the ships came. You sent three ships out. Maybe only two ships came back. Maybe when the ships come, you're going to see like the sails are all torn up and they've been through a huge storm and all your shit's gone. You can't see it, so you don't even know. You don't even know. It's like you have faith that it's coming, but you keep questioning it. That's the state that she's in. And it's causing her to feel impatient. And she's like, you know what? Maybe I got this all wrong. Maybe what I thought I saw was just like, a ghost ship on the horizon. And it was just going to continue ghosting me for the rest of my life. And I'm just going to see it every night. I'm going to come out by the moon. And then, oh my God, my ship's coming in. And then I go in the morning and I get ready for the ship. And I'm standing there and I'm like, fuck, there's no ship. It was an illusion. The niggling thing underlying all of her thoughts and decisions is, fuck, I have a lot of shit to do. This 10 of Wands, I have a lot of sticks up in the air. They're supposed to be spinning plates. I can't even get them up. They're like, this is too many of them to even hold to get them into the spinning plates kind of a state, okay? Too much to do. Too much to think about. And I'm exhausted by this constant, oh, look, the illusion of the ship. Oh, it's not the ship. Oh, the ship's, nope, it's not the ship. Oh, the ship. Nope, that's not the ship. Maybe I got the date wrong. Maybe I wasn't the recipient of the message that said the ship was coming and it's not my ship. Maybe it's some other blonde bitch's ship and not my ship, right? It's very distracting, make me impatient. I have a lot of stuff to do. And I need to put down this burden of thinking about the fucking ships and like make do with what I have right here, which is the first thing on her mind. The Four of Pentacles upright. I need to make sure I have a foundation, right? I had to buy an air mattress and a cheap folding desk for my son so his room actually works. I have to convert this room into a 2 rooms thing and a screen. I got shit to do. I got to focus on what the space is like right now, because this space that's coming, is it coming? I don't know. So I got to focus on this. Unfortunately, when I'm only focused on this, I got the 10, right? I got the 10 and I've got this material well-being that's important to me. And now I'm here in this fucking blizzard. I've got no heat. I've got no passion. I've got no love. I've got a tent and I've got pentacles. And you know what? It's hard to get those things. So bully for me. But is it going to keep me warm? It's a start though. So Divine Feminine is like, okay, I have a lot to focus on. I have a lot to do, right? I have all these things. I'm just right now, the first thing on my mind has to be like my material well-being, my mental state. I cannot be caught up in like, oh, is the ship coming? I have to be here on the land, like no matter where this fucking ship is, because no one else is going to take care of all this stuff except for me, right? And I have got this solid foundation, so now I need to really work with it. The next thing on her mind is Queen of Pentacles. Does she have a foundation? Yeah, she does have a foundation. Is she feeling abundant, creative, fertile? Yes, she is. She is, which is why this illusion of the ships is very frustrating. She's like, are you kidding? What do you mean? The ships aren't there yet. I saw them on the horizon at night. What do you mean? Nope, not there. But that doesn't compute for her. She's like, okay. Emergency message. She's like, okay, I know that I did the work. I built this foundation. And I also know I got very attached to this material manifestation that I desire. In trying to create this stability, I actually created myself, which is bringing me a lot of satisfaction, a lot of fulfillment, and a lot of happiness. And in Divine Feminine's version of happiness, we're seeing this delighted inner child that's on like this swing. And I love the filtered effects here. Like, why can't you just focus? Like, why don't listen to your son when he's like, get a $29 camera, it works for me. Okay, my bad. Anyway, we'll replace it soon. We had to get the air mattress and the folding desk. It's like one thing at a time, okay? All right, so this sun card, this is about the inner child being liberated and being free. And also I think it could be about Divine Feminine being able to protect her inner child, being able to provide the needs of that inner child, not needing to get it from outside of herself anymore, not seeking it out in this cold landscape where, you know, maybe the freaking ships aren't coming in because there's like a blizzard. They can't even see the shore. Like, who the fuck knows? But she's no longer in this cold landscape anymore. She's created this abundant, fertile, fun place for her inner child, for her actual child, in my ego's case. And then Justice, upright. And we're using the Fountain Tarot, I should have mentioned, We can see divine feminine here behind this veil, and she can see clearly that there's one source of vision, which is very much like a third eye kind of a thing. There's a balancing of the scales, and this is in regards to this Four of Pentacles energy. So when justice comes out, we think about issues with karma, like the scales being balanced. That's about the karmic scales. And there can be this experience. It's like divine feminine has learned the lessons in regards to her material attachments, and how there were aspects of them that satisfied only ego and didn't actually provide like the love that she needed, the nurturing she needed. But this was just, this was karmic. This helped her to become this Queen of Pentacles in order that she could provide this nourishing abundance for herself. This could also mean positive legal judgments in her favor. She could be getting a windfall of money from something like that, or finally getting a return on investment that maybe she felt she had lost. There's those things coming up as well. Then we're getting clarifying the Queen of Pentacles. I just saw 11:33, and it's 8:22 a.m. Woo! Damn, love when that happens. Okay, clarifying this Queen of Pentacles is the Page of Swords in reverse. Now, upright, this is someone who's willing to bravely wield a sword that they're not really certain exactly how to wield quite yet. But they're brave enough to do it, and they don't need to be an expert. They understand that like they just got to pick the sword up and start fighting in order to really learn to be a master. When it's in its reversal, it can be about being unwilling to, be like, it's kind of like a cowardly kind of a thing it could mean. Or it could mean being afraid to look at oneself, being able to pick up that Ace of Swords, which is these new ideas about the self. It can be about not quite being able to see the self this way yet. Having this is too new of an idea. It can be also about being reckless, a bit reckless. So maybe it's about a fear divine feminine has that she while she is able to now provide this abundance, that she may still be immature, not manage it well, be a little bit reckless with it. And it can also be about the divine masculine iteration outside of self that divine feminine is wanting to have a connection with, not being brave enough to step forward and bring her the truth. Not having mastery himself. It can be about that as well. So it's all those different layers. However that resonates for you, this state is affecting this final thought in her headspace, which, clarifying the most auspicious card in the deck here, the Sun card, is the Wheel of Fortune, which is going to be the focus for the next challenge that we're going to have for the playlist challenge on Tuned in Tarot, where I'm going to have you send your ideas for songs that make you think about Wheel of Fortune, songs about money and luck and destiny and fate. And we're going to build a huge master playlist, and then I'll shuffle from that and I'll dole out free readings from that playlist. So we're going to do that for the next month. Keep your eye on my stories for that. That's coming up soon. And it's because the 10th song on my record is being released as a single on the 30th of July, the day before my 40th birthday. And that song on the record is the Wheel of Fortune song. So this card is coming up a lot for me this month, upright and in reverse. I'm going to bring you a bunch of really interesting insight into the meaning of this card. For now, we're seeing that this Page of Swords in reverse is this fear. Okay, divine feminine isn't sure. This is where it is. She can taste her happiness. She can feel her fulfillment of her Queen of Pentacles energy. She can feel how she's healed the inner child. She can feel how she's ready. She's learned her lessons. There's justice here. The scales are being balanced. And finally, she can experience this fulfillment that she has been desiring. But these two cards are why this Three of Wands is like a sense of like, I know my destiny, but I can't see it, how it's unfolding. So I'm not certain if I'm looking with fresh eyes on where I'm supposed to go. It can also be that I'm not really willing to look at the changes I need to make in order to make that space for those ships to come in. It can be about that too. But I think that divine feminine is uncertain. She's like, wait a minute. Okay, I've done the healing. I've learned the things. I've been very attached to the specific iteration of something, a job or someone, a partner. I have overlaid the story of a divine counterpart on them, or my mission or calling on whatever career it was that I was trying to do and like fighting with or whatever. Is it possible, she's thinking, that I'm not seeing my destiny clearly, that I have misinterpreted, because all the pieces for my happiness are in place and I don't see this counterpart picking up this sword and coming forward, not the one I thought at all. So what does that mean? Does it mean that this other person, if there's another person coming forward, or this other calling or this career, is my true destiny and I just was refusing to see it because of my attachment to these old ideas about myself? Which, wow, divine feminine, that's like profound and also an uncomfortable state to be in. It makes sense because you have faith that you're going to get this happiness. You can feel it already here. But what you're uncertain about is if you misinterpreted the signs and messages about who constitutes who or what constitutes the components of that spiritual fulfillment. And to back that up, the top of the deck overall feeling of the heart space is the Sun card in reverse. And we're using the Crow Tarot today. I was called to use the Crow Tarot. And this always looks like, to me, here's the horse that we normally see in Smith-Waite. So we've got no child in this image, but the child is here in the headspace. We've got the horse that's missing from this image, but it's here present in the heart space. But then when we really look, it always looks like melting snow to me. Like the sun is coming out and melting the snow. It's definitely about enlightenment, divine feminine's experience of enlightenment, and how much fulfillment and happiness and joy is available to her. And her heart is just not quite able to fully experience this yet because of that question mark in her headspace. Did I get this wrong? Because everything is here. And I thought the ships were coming in, but then those ships were an illusion. So did I get the wrong ships? Like, I might have gotten it wrong. The niggling feeling in the heart space is the Four of Wands, which we associate with twin flame energy because of the 11-11 mirroring aspect of this card, the soul journey that is involved in coming together in union. There's a fountain here, and we chose to use the Fountain Tarot. I'm also feeling that image is strong too with this. There was a well yesterday in yesterday's reading with Grace Strega, which was very enlightening, and I'm getting a sense of wishing well here. There's celebration. So we've got the sun twice, and we've got the Four of Wands, and those are celebratory cards. And the fear in the heart space is maybe celebrating too soon, not being quite able to celebrate the sacred union because she's uncertain about what it really means. She's like, okay, I'm in union in myself, and I don't see anything outside of myself that I thought I would see, which is kind of what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to not be attached to the outcome. So remember, this is the niggling feeling, and the niggling feeling is like this twin flame question. Like, did I get it wrong? Did I have a false twin? Is there a soulmate I'm supposed to be with instead, right? Of karmic, right? This justice card. There's an uncertainty here. She doesn't know exactly, she feels the happiness, but she doesn't know exactly what direction it's going to take her in. And she keeps feeling pulled to that story, that twin flame story, that one soul story, which is, there is one soul. It's like you are the one soul. You just had a conversation with someone about that this morning. It's like you think these messages are coming from outside of yourself, but it's you the messages are coming from. Wow, divine feminine, queen of pentacles in the headspace and queen of wands in the heart space, and this double strength, because the king of wands in this deck only has one lion. The queen of wands has two, bitch. She's got chariot energy inside of her card. And not just any type of chariot. This bitch is pulled around by lions, okay? Like fucking big ass male lions. This is a confident, visionary, passionate. And remember, passion is complex, right? You can be angry passionate. You can be sexually passionate. But it's a lot of energy. This is what's clarifying the Four of Pentacles. So Divine Feminine has found a way to feel very confident about her ability to provide for herself, to have a foundation, and to get what she wants in the material world. She has a vision also of moving from this place of spiritual impoverishment, which is material world where all you care about are the coins. This is a decision like a CEO makes for his company that's like, hey, let's destroy the environment so we can make a quick buck. But our buck relies on the environment being healthy for us to be able to continue sustainability. However, I'm going to build a spaceship and go to Mars, so I don't fucking care, right? That's short-term thinking. This is like, I got the pentacles, babe. And you're like, great. What the fuck are we going to do with those fucking pentacles in a fucking snowstorm? We need fire. We need passion. We have to be able to freaking get warm at night. There's no warmth here, right? We need the sun to come out and melt the snow. So Divine Feminine is providing fire. And in so doing, she's providing for herself. And she's finding out that the greatest generator of material wealth is ironically not drudging for hourly wages, but in fact following your passion with confidence. That is how you have a foundation. That is how abundance is provided, because that is about faith and trust. Two of Swords in reverse. Clarifying the Queen of Pentacles. She's not in a standstill anymore. She's not worried about the decision she's making. She's kind of got this awareness that's like, you know what? I was worried before, if I choose another energy, then this energy is going to be upset. And if I choose this energy, then this energy is going to be upset. And if I choose this energy, then where the fuck am I? So you know what I'm going to choose? I'm going to choose myself. I'm going to choose my own abundance, my own creativity, my own passions. I'm going to choose myself. I'm not going to be in a standstill anymore. Look at this fucking clarification. The moon, I am not going to be remaining hidden. Clarifying the sun, okay? The divine feminine and clarifying the divine masculine energy. Wow. The standstill has been in the heart space because of the secrets, the unknown elements, the not being sure, is this my destiny, is this not my destiny, like the dream space. What has remained hidden? This is where the illumination is finally coming from. There's enlightenment in the headspace, and there's spiritual illumination coming from the moonlight, shining its light onto those shadows, doing that shadow work to allow for that sun energy to be present in the headspace. Divine Feminine used her Queen of Wands, her passion, to be able to create this stability inside of herself, to get her out of a standstill where she was waiting for some other energy to reveal herself to her. She didn't need that other energy to reveal herself to her. Who was the other energy? Here he fucking is. The Emperor in reverse. This is a bad guy. Now, can the DM embody the elements of this? Yes. Is the divine masculine counterpart this bad, awful person? No. But will he reflect some of the traits of this person at times? Yes, we all do that. That's humanness. But I think for this divine feminine, she has finally chosen to confidently shine a light on that subconscious, those hidden things inside of self. And she revealed an extremely bad person somewhere in that mix, where a lot of her interactions with the current iteration of the masculine energy that she wants to be with was reflecting back to her these wounds, these hidden wounds. But she's shined a light onto them and she's healed that inner child. So the rigid, controlling, fear-based, authoritative, totalitarian experience that she was having, she's learned this lesson. She's learned why it happened. She's learned where it came from. There might also be a desire to bring justice to an individual who did something. There is a predator who attacked me before I was the age of 5, and last week he found a way to message me, even though he's blocked. So I dealt with a re-traumatization by this individual. And because I'm an empath and feel that our justice system is extremely grievously erred, I don't know how to bring justice to a person who continues to perpetrate crimes like that. So this is definitely something that's on my mind. It's something on Divine Feminine's mind. And it's also this knowledge of like where, if a man, when you're a little girl, tells you to keep a secret, and your first experience of a relationship, because that's what that very disturbed man imposed upon me, is that you're a secret and that you cannot be hidden or revealed and that you can't tell anyone. And if you do, your family will be hurt and you will be hurt and all the people around you will be hurt. That is your first teacher about a relationship. And so then every relationship you have thereafter looks like that. Divine Feminine has gone and done this kind of work inside of self. She found promises she made as a child to people who didn't deserve any kinds of vows, right? And she's figuring out, because when you're a child and it's black and white, you make a promise, it's a promise, right? You can't break a promise. So you keep doing these subconscious programs, keep running, that were designed by this energy, this narcissistic personality that was in there. And there's probably a bunch of them because you reflected that back. That was reflected back to you a bunch of times after that experience. Clarifying this Page of Swords in reverse is the King of Cups in reverse. We keep seeing this card. The King of Cups in shadow is an extremely silent king who does not communicate at all, or overly emotional, and there can be emotional manipulation, jealousy that goes on in this energy. But the King of Cups in reverse can also be about finally expressing emotion. If this king has been very tight lipped. So, Divine Feminine is sensing that healing the shadow traits of the Emperor inside of herself, which came from these past experiences, is finally allowing these hidden feelings to come out. She had to stay silent because if she told anybody, she would get a lot of people in trouble. She would hurt a lot of people. So she's had to stay silent. And staying silent for this many years causes this horrible, repressed, overwhelmed feeling. When these feelings finally come out, it is extremely overwhelming. So she's been experiencing that. And it has made her feel afraid of what is coming, of what the next thing is. She's like, if this was inside me all this time and now it's out, like, what is next? And maybe I got everything wrong about the energy I'm supposed to be with, because the energy I'm supposed to be with was based on this terrible event. So that question of like, maybe I can't see this new ideas about myself. She's using, I think, the emotional exploration to try to feel her way intuitively towards the truth about this destiny or this fate or the changes that she needs to make now that she has processed this new information about herself. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune card in reverse. And it's being clarified by the Eight of Pentacles. So, Divine Feminine, she might be questioning the work that she does in the world. You know, there was a certain aspect of me that realized that as a child that had been sexualized at such an early age by that experience, I then was continually objectified and sexualized as like a child performer. And my whole life has always been about performing and entertaining, but that's also how you control people's response to you. So it gave me a sense of control, right? I can make people happy, I can make them smile. It could also hurt them if I gave them this bad information I have. So that precariousness of my own, going back and questioning, being like, would I ever even have become a performer if this had happened to me? You know, I was a writer when I was little. Maybe I would have just been a writer. But so it could even be like that, where she's like, was it really my fate to go into this career path? There could be that question. There could also be for her this sense of having to work or having done this work and not quite being sure what the results are going to be. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse can also be about resisting our destiny, resisting our fate, wanting to control our fate. So it could be that she's also like working to try to control this fate. 844, 33, 38. I just saw it again. Wow. So crazy. Wow. So there's a lot going on there for the feminine. That's an exhausting reading. And wow. Okay. Let's go look at divine masculine side of self. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. I don't even want to read. Sorry. We're just doing the feminine reading today. This is nauseating. Okay. Top of the deck, overall forefront of divine masculine's mind. 3 of Swords in reverse. I would say this is good and it's about healing the wounds of his heart space, but I don't think it is so much as it is. I do think he's trying to release the wounds that he's had. I think that there is this healing that he's trying to do. But looking at the niggling feeling of the rest of the spread, I think he's really worried that the heartbreak that he has caused is now going to be, and also this process of releasing this third party energy. This could be, I mean, it's the wedding cake in this image, so could have been, a marriage, a past marriage that's over now and whatever, but this is the forefront. This is what he's most concerned with. Third party energy. This is the overall thing on his mind. Releasing this energy, which he's been working on. We've been seeing him work on this for a long time. The problem is, if you're thinking about that third party energy and releasing the third party energy, you're worried about third party energy, right? And so that's why I'm like, because the niggling feeling is this 9 of Pentacles card, where we see a divine feminine who is a dishwasher. She actually is a dishwasher herself. What's very interesting, she looks very satisfied. What's very interesting about this card is we have to ask ourselves, so this card is the Housewives Tarot, and it's all about like the 1950s sort of advertising. And it puts all this weird kind of creepy stuff in there for you to feel a little off. It's a great deck. But this particular thing, when we think about like a woman who has a dishwasher, she doesn't need a human dishwasher, right? She doesn't need that. She just puts the dishes right in the dishwasher, and she bypasses that role of the person who helps her out. Doesn't need it. Not only does she not need someone else to do the dishes, she herself provides that dishwasher, right? She bought herself that appliance, we're assuming, based on this self-satisfied look. The 9 of Pentacles is about being single, being fabulous. It's about getting a reward, working hard and receiving your reward. And paired up with the rest of the cards in his headspace and this card, and the fact that this is the thing that is underlying every thought and decision he's making, there's a concern on his part that Divine Feminine is single and doesn't need him to do her dishes. And we saw from Divine Feminine's side that is actually true, right? She's not just the 9 of Pentacles energy, she's the Queen of Pentacles. She's good. We saw the Emperor in reverse in Divine Feminine's heart space, and we see Divine Masculine. The first thought on his mind is Divine Feminine in reverse. Or I shouldn't say Divine Feminine. I mean, it is. Emperor and Empress is Divine Feminine energy, but the past placement of this card, the fact that the overall thing on his mind is that releasing this third party, I'm seeing here not our feminine in this reading, but an external feminine that is probably the past wife, past partner, mother, sister, grandmother, whatever, some kind of a feminine energy that Divine Masculine is trying to release himself from. And this next thing on his mind, this could let me add that this could also be about his Divine Feminine being in her distorted energy, or his perception of her in that energy, that she's going to betray him or is betraying him in some way, or that she is overprotective or overbearing, or that she has been in the past, or that she's reflected back some of the traits from his past relationship to him. That's also on my mind. But I really do feel that it's about releasing a past energy, somebody that had a hold over him. The next card up is the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. So this is him feeling that right now he is not willing to juggle anymore. So the third party energy, he's not about that. He's not wanting to juggle. He also doesn't want to observe Divine Feminine doing this either. He wants to get out of this imbalance with her. Something has happened where the back and forth no longer functions the same way. It doesn't have the same results it used to have in the past. That's most likely because they're not insane, so they stopped doing the things that resulted in the same things happening over and over, which was nothing. But he doesn't want to juggle energy anymore. He doesn't want to have to deal with a past family situation on the one side and this energy on the other side. And we got 2 cards in this third place. Normally, I only get that like towards the end when I'm drawing cards, but for some reason I got it in this placement, so I left it there. And we're getting the Page of Pentacles in reverse, and it's this delightful image here of this super helpful little lovely young man who's just going to help set the table. And then we're getting the 6 of Wands in reverse, and it's this very strange image where all of these wands, they're cleaning the whole house, and these people are observing it from outside. It's such a strange image for the 6 of Wands, which is a card about victory and enjoying the spoils of war. It usually has either one individual on it that's experiencing victory, and there's others like cheering them. There's peace, there's a laurel wreath. What is going on here? I mean, Divine Feminine, like these women look like they're like, wow, look at that. Like this magical, energy, victorious over this dirt, dust, and grime kind of a thing. And everyone can see it. But here's what Divine Masculine is thinking about. Okay? Also, I want to say there are 8 cards here and 9 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them are in reverse. So there's a lot of resistant energy. Divine Masculine, he feels very childish. He doesn't want to feel this childish energy, this recklessness. Like he feels like everything he's done to try to help the situation, to try to show Divine Feminine that this victory is imminent, that it's here, that they're going to be able to experience this magical, like cleanup of the karmic situation. Everything he's tried to do to like indicate that, like all of these gestures, all of these small gestures, it's like failed. She, for some reason, like she can't see it. She can't see the ships. Divine Masculine can see the ships, but Divine Feminine can't see it. And every single thing he's tried to do to show her, like, no, the victory's here, the victory's here. The gestures, they've been too small and they haven't been helpful. They've broken, like, it's like every tool that he could use broke in the process of trying to use it because he was just being this, like, very childish and immature. So Divine Feminine can't see this, and he can't seem to find a way to show her. And there's a part of him that is feeling like this 10 of Pentacles is lost. But this is also in this position here with this Empress in reverse, which is just like Divine Feminine is releasing this past Emperor energy with those tendencies. Divine Masculine, look at that's his old family, right? The 10 of Pentacles, his other iteration that he had before that he's trying to release. He feels like he's just going to fuck his victory up so much because he can only make these really small, ineffective gestures. He just doesn't have any other means. And he's also recognizing in his headspace this Knight of Wands, which is not a very mature knight. He's got a fucking plunger. What the fuck are you going to do with that? Right? And this is clarifying this juggling energy. So this is player energy. This is inconsistent. This is sexual gratification. This is annoying. This is juggling multiple karmic partners while you have a family and a past. Like this is more than just the ex-wife. This is others. And he's choosing not to be in this energy anymore. He's choosing to leave this energy behind. Doesn't want to juggle other partners. He doesn't want to try to appease all these different energies. He realizes how childish it's been, how he's broken his ability to be able to provide materially because of this behavior, because of how he handled the situation. And then final thing he's thinking about, the Two of Wands, which we already talked about today, and the Divine Feminine in this image, and I wish this would be clear for you to see. She does not look happy. She is waiting with this crossed energy here. She does not know. She is not even anywhere near the ships coming in the Two of Wands energy. She has asked for something. She's waiting for it to be fulfilled. And Divine Masculine has no way, no effective means of bringing her this victory. He can't show her. There's no way for him. He's thinking. So this is all the fears in his headspace. And he's really afraid of losing this Divine Feminine because of how much he's put her through. The despair on the face of that Two of Wands card is it's huge. Top of the deck, overall feeling of the heart space is the Star in reverse. So this is about hope, trying to remain hopeful about your wish fulfillment. It's about having had healing, but it's also about keeping the feminine energy hidden inside and not revealing it. And it must be noted that to come out with third-party energy, Divine Masculine is releasing this state where he has had to hide this feminine energy and keep her in this stasis, this limbo, hidden from the rest of the world. Excuse me. Still recovering. The niggling thing in his heart space is the Four of Cups in reverse. This is about coming out of his escapism, his dream space. I have been waiting to be able to try to cough like that, and I want to just be able to go all out. And of course I can't. Excuse me. Okay. So this is about grounding, coming from the dream space, from fantasy, and finally coming into reality, being present here in the real world. It is also about not taking a cup that is being offered to you, a cup of love. Divine Feminine has been single, she's been ready, she's been willing, and here she is with this ace here. You can have it. You can take it. And Divine Masculine cannot. He cannot take that cup until he grounds this energy, until he brings it out of this dream space where it's just this fantasy. Because remember, Divine Feminine's realization is that the ships coming in has always been an illusion. And it's been an illusion created by the Divine Masculine energy. This is the Magician in reverse. So Divine Masculine has created illusions. He's been a puppeteer. He's been manipulative. Because he's been hiding, feminine energy. Look at it. I have a lot of decks. The star in most of my decks, probably in a completely white supremacist sort of way, has blondes. But and so do most of the empresses actually. But there's a few decks where we get black hair. And both of them are here today. There's actually another star card here that's blonde. This is the second iteration of the star card. So it actually looks like Divine Masculine has been hiding other feminine energy too, right? That this one he's trying to get rid of is someone he's been hiding even from maybe the feminine energy here. This feminine energy is blonde. Just saying. Not that you have to look like the people on the cards, but it's more just that, like, the cards, because I have so many decks, it's like a way for me to get a message that there's, you know, more than just one energy. Don't have to, doesn't mean that those people have, like, the extra energy has that colored hair or anything like that. It's just a distinguishing feature to give me a sense that Divine Masculine hasn't just been hiding the Divine Feminine. He's been hiding feminines from feminine energy, period. So this is puppeteering. He also feels a certain amount of powerlessness in regards to this past energy, in regards to the process of having to release it. It's painful. He's not maybe using all the tools he has in the process. And he's certainly trying to do this on his own instead of co-creating. Because the magician upright would give me a sense that he was working with the divine to manifest. But he's actually just sort of been trying to do this on his own. So, not wanting to juggle anymore, what's your option then? The Nine of Cups in reverse. Because the Nine of Cups upright, this is wish fulfillment. So this means he's going to get his wish. To be honest, I don't know what his wish is today. Maybe to release this past energy. But when it's upright, it's about hoarding and not sharing and keeping your emotions in, etc. When it's in its reverse, it's about finally allowing all those feelings to pour out, all those emotions to pour out, no longer hoarding, no longer hiding things away. So it's not wanting to juggle anymore, not wanting to have to, like, keep things contained, and wanting to choose to just share this abundance. It's funny, I feel a lot of indifference right now, ego-wise. I'm just kind of like, oh, there's more energy. That's okay. That's weird. I don't know. I feel like I should feel a lot more like, but I don't. I think I'm so tired. I'm just like, okay, there's that too. Well, I guess I'll just keep working on your record. I don't know. Fuck. Okay. This Page of Pentacles in reverse and the Six of Wands in reverse is clarified by, oh, we just love it so much, the Tower in reverse. This Divine Masculine feels powerless, ineffective. He feels like he can't initiate the rebuilding of the Tower. He's having a really hard time releasing the pieces from this old energy that he had. He's really chafing at the discomfort of his own Tower moments that he's caused. this 10 of Pentacles. It's being clarified by the moon energy, which we already saw over here for Divine Feminine upright as well. And this is what is hidden. Like, it could be he has a hidden family, like another hidden family, or he's hiding some aspect of this, of what has happened in his past from his past family, or he has had some kind of really negative experience that it's still hidden from himself. There's there's also that this is stuck, because we've got this Four of Cups, that his dream for his happiness is stuck in this. It's just a dream. Like it's like he feels like he can't really make it happen. And you know what? This is so good. It is so good that Divine Masculine is finally feeling like he can't make it happen, because he can't. He can't do it on his own. He was never meant to. He's supposed to co-create with spirit. So this is an accurate reading, Divine Masculine. You can't do this stuff by yourself. And it's a mystery to you why. It's because you think you can't. You have to go within and figure out where the wounds are and heal them. You have to stop resisting healing. You have to stop resisting taking a good hard look, even if it's very painful and difficult to look inside and see how you keep yourself in this dream space, in a fantasy, not living in your reality. And then we are getting the Five of Pentacles in reverse, or upright rather, clarifying this Knight of Wands in reverse. So here's Divine Feminine. She's got blood in her hand. She's crying. Maybe she's got blood on her hands. Normally, the Five of Pentacles shows a sanctuary. There's two individuals outside. Looks warmer inside. Here we have this castle. I thought of stigmata when I looked at this also, like this martyring feeling, but it's also blood on your hands. Like, Divine Masculine feels, I think there's blood on his hands for how he's treated this feminine, like stayed here in his castle in this Knight of Wands energy. Maybe he was being too generous. Maybe he was like, pouring out. Maybe he wasn't hoarding. Maybe he was pouring out too much, on others and betraying the feminine. Because the next thing that comes up here is the Three of Cups. And there are 6 cards in this deck that are early iterations of future cards, and this is one of them. So this is a past third-party energy clarifying the Two of Wands. So Divine Feminine is left outside in the cold because she has to wait for Divine Masculine to remove this third-party energy to be able to come into true union with Divine Feminine. And I will tell you that Divine Masculine has been working on this forever. So I really hope he does whatever the fucking cards tell him to do today, because if I have to read this reading again on Wednesday, I swear to God, I'm not going to swear to God. I'm not going to swear to God anything. You better work. All right, Divine Feminine, let's look at you. Let's do your oracles. Let's help you out of this headspace. We're at an hour already. Jesus Christ. Fuck. Okay, warrior energy. You are in the light attributes: strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. You are doing it. You are a true warrior right now. To be a warrior in shamanism is the ultimate. Oh, hi, I'm just seeing this message. I am just doing a general reading and that you can tune into. You'll probably get messages from it. And if you want specific personal readings, pearlsprayers.com for that. So she's released any of the shadow attributes, and she's really just in her strength, skill, discipline. She's a warrior. It's amazing. Saint Teresa of Lisieux is here. This was in reverse, and this card is one of steady progress, and this is what is very difficult for Divine Feminine. The reversal is to emphasize and also call our attention back to this Three of Wands, because steady progress requires patience. Divine Feminine, I just want to give you a pass. You are patient. You have been patient. It is normal to feel impatient at times. Your impatience is justified. Reading this masculine side of the reading and seeing the same thing happening again and again and again and again with no progress. I can understand how that will make you feel impatient. But the no progress feeling is an illusion, because steady progress cannot be measured like visually by your eyes, right? It's steady, it's slow and steady, almost imperceptible. Think of a plant growing, okay? If we put a camera on it in time-lapse photography, we can see the progression of the plant's growth. We know that it has grown over time. We can visually see it. But without that capability, when we're just sitting there, we cannot see that growth. We can't see it. Not until a few days later when we check back in, we're like, oh, it's grown. And then like a month later, we're like, oh my God, there's a bud. And then, I don't fucking know anything about gardening, okay? It grows, I'm told, when you don't kill it. How do you kill it? Probably because you're impatient. My sister asked me once why my sauce, when I make my family sauce, my grandmother's sauce, when we make our recipe, it doesn't get watery. My mom makes it, for some reason, she's like, I don't understand, it gets watery. My sister was like, I wonder why mom's sauce gets watery. And I said intuitively, because she's not patient. And I didn't really even know like why that was the assessment, but then we looked at each other and Katie was like, no, that's right. It has something to do with her not being patient. I still don't know exactly the point in the sauce recipe where it goes wrong for my mom, but I know that it has to do with her needing to control it. You have patience available to you from a higher power, because Saint Teresa of Lisieux is definitely somebody to help protect you and help you with patience. She's someone I think about a lot, actually. So maybe do a devotion to her to help you with that feeling of steady progress. I am a spirit having a human experience, and I'm here to get closer to love. This is for Divine Feminine. You're a spirit having a human experience, and you're just here to get closer to love. It's like you came from love. Love is eternal, and you're going back to love. And experiencing the material is a really fun way of experiencing love. Okay. Family. Yay! This is really resonating for me because my family is here. I'm also it's a very strange feeling. I'm very excited, but I'm also like in the past when I've experienced my son being with me, I've had a lot of financial difficulties. That is not the case this year, but I find myself being afraid of the feeling that I had when he's been here in the past. So I have like joy and anticipation, but also I've got a little bit of like the triggered feelings of like what it's felt like in the past when I didn't have my shit together. So, but right now there might be a call for you to focus on your family, connect with family, build family bonds. You might have a desire for family. Remember, we create our own families. I definitely have, created that in this community for sure. Was I just saying about like, oh, I'm excited for my family, but financially, prosperity lies ahead. And this is also Taurus energy, which is home, cozy, family energy too. And it's a confident energy, right? There's a confident stance here. Prosperity, it lies ahead, right? This family that you're trying to create, this foundation, it's all here in your spread. Like everything, honestly, divine feminine spread, it's really looking good over here. But remember, when you're feeling salty about the masculine side of spread, you're like, masculine hasn't changed at all. He's not even done any work. Da 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 da. This is you. It's you. It's me. It's me. It's me. It's me. I haven't released this past energy. I felt powerless to it. I have, maybe poured too much into this. I have blood on my hands for trying to get into this castle that doesn't belong to me. And also from keeping myself out of that warmth and etc. The third party energy thing, I mean, I haven't really had a lot of relationships, but regardless, I can see third party energy can be like distractions, other things. Like, honestly, even like my own depression has been a third party in my life. And I have like a past marriage that had a lot of control over me and has made me afraid. I'm not keeping any energy hidden outside of my own self that I'm not completely revealing. I feel like with the release of my record, I'm finally really fully revealing myself and not hiding that anymore. But you have to look at this. You have to be like, okay, how does this apply to my ego? Like, how is my ego doing these things? Because it's not just about this other person. Is the other person that I'm thinking about doing those things? I think so. I think so. Probably. I can read cards. And I'm accurate about pretty much everything. So, yeah. And that sucks. It does suck. It makes me want to choose another energy at this time because that's a very unhealed energy. But I understand that I just found this place inside of myself, right? I just found this place inside of myself where this very distorted masculine energy made me keep myself a secret, my relationship with him a secret, everything about him a secret, and then stalked me. So this energy inside of myself, that my masculine energy inside of myself, until I heal it, it's going to feel like this is okay. Because this is what the masculine taught it. I have to teach it a different lesson. I have to shift my energy inside of myself. That's why we're here for an hour and 7 minutes. Okay, keep going. Okay, all right. Prosperity. It lies ahead. Hey, look. Warrior woman. Okay. I just love spirit so much because we're getting this warrior card and you're like a fierce warrior bitch. And then you're getting this warrior woman energy. And then the thing that you're afraid of is, not being able to wield that sword with the page energy. But you don't have to be afraid because you're a child of Harry Potter. And if Harry Potter can do it, so can you. And you are in your warrior energy. And this card says, have you answered your deepest calling? I feel like this is something you have to do every day. Not just like, yes, I'm becoming a rock star, so that's my deepest calling. Well, that was your deepest calling when you were younger, and you've been answering that for 40 years now. But you get callings every single day. Your deepest calling, I think, is this, which comes from balancing, which means your work today to answer your deepest calling is to bravely take this sword, which is clarity, look at the masculine side of this reading, go back and watch it again, and this time don't think about the person you're fixated on, and ask yourself, how am I an asshole? Sorry, divine masculine. I'm talking about myself. How am I an asshole? How do I act like a Knight of Wands? How do I keep myself in this lack mentality? How do I use this lack mentality to justify Knight of Wands behavior? Oh, I don't have it, so I can get it from all these other places that don't really satisfy me. How do I keep myself waiting, sad, depressed, waiting, longing for me to stop focusing on this partying energy, just having the fun, just not really taking myself seriously, like serving my ego, or being so focused on this union, a union with somebody, that I can't even see that this is what I look like while I'm waiting, desperate and alone, right? You have to ask yourself, that's your deepest calling, is to figure out how to come into balance. I'm giving you for free Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, the guidance to do that through wherever these messages come from. Take the advice, see if it helps. Can't get worse, right? Spider spirit, make your dreams real. This is, for me, spider energy is about patience. We talked about patience today. Not surprised to see it again. But it's also that beautiful element where the spider knows instinctually to follow her passion to build a web, to just build the thing, and the food comes to the web, right? That's the magic of spider spirit. But there's this element that you have to build the web. And that's what this protection message is about. Are you expecting your dreams to weave themselves into reality? Are you stuck in the sticky web of weaving dreams but never following through? The thread of intention isn't enough to make dreams a reality unless you do your part in the weaving. So, what are you willing to do? Maybe you've heard your deepest calling, but you haven't answered it. You haven't done the work to make those dreams real. All right, Divine Masculine, let's help you, buddy. Yeah, not surprised. You're in lover energy. We saw that all over the place. But you're in the light attributes, which is great passion and devotion. Excuse me, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. So you're in this light. You're no longer in an obsessive passion that harms others and a self-destructive devotion. You're just really in your lover energy. Divine Feminine was here on Friday, and this card is shifted over to you. Saint Dymphna is here to help you because you're resisting. Look. This star is guided by her emotions, right? Just like Saint Dymphna. Your emotions tell you how close or far you are from source, from alignment with your highest purpose, with your deepest calling. So Saint Dymphna is here to support you, to let your emotions show you. If your emotions are not good, that means your thoughts that you're thinking are causing you to feel emotions that are unpleasant. Can you prevent this from happening? Yes. How? Well, the easiest way is to find a better feeling thought using distraction. There's different methods of distraction. I'm so sorry. There is humor. Humor is the best one because humor is part of the higher brain system, pushes us out of its limbic brain, out of the primal part of the brain into the higher brain function. And that part of the brain moves us out of fight, flight, freeze responses. And it's one of the best ways to distract ourselves from thoughts that are making us feel bad. So humor, sarcasm, whatever you can do to just kind of be like the way that my self-talk is, like, I'll be like I always say this, when I first discovered that being desperate was one of my shadows and I had to like work through my fears about seeming or being desperate, my higher self was like, so no one's ever been desperate before. You're the only person that's ever been desperate. That tone, that, what do you mean? Like that makes me instantly be like, oh my God, I'm being so dumb. I'm being ridiculous. Like what? No one's, but you're right. You're right. You're right. It takes me out of the, oh my God, I'm so desperate. Like everyone's going to see. Like, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Right. But in order to get me to that part where I'm like, who gives a fuck? I had to find a way to distract myself from the awful feeling of the fear of desperation. So humor is a good way. Um, Honestly, really basic things in your environment. If you have a pet, petting your animal, interacting with your animal is a really good distraction. Focusing on just that connection. Um, it can be hard to meditate sometimes, but if you can get into a state of meditation, or if you can use something to focus on, like a sound in the room, or the sound of your own breathing, or anything. In fact, meditation teaches us that skill. But you have to do the work. You have to do the work of, I feel bad. Okay, okay, okay. Do you want to keep feeling that way? And you're like, no, no, I really don't. Okay, okay, okay. Well, like, what could we think about? What could we do? You know, what's one thing you could do right now that would make you feel better? I don't know, one chocolate. Okay, eat some chocolate. You don't have to eat all the chocolate, but just eat a little bit of chocolate. You feel better now? No, now I feel bad because I ate chocolate and I do that. Okay, well, is there another thing that will make you feel better? Well, I want to watch a dumb show. Okay, let's watch a dumb show. And then you watch the dumb show for too long. You're like, well, now I feel bad because I watched a dumb show. Okay, well, that worked for this amount of time. Now, you just keep doing things. You just keep trying to find things. You just, maybe one thing works. Maybe you start doodling or coloring, and you're like, oh my God, coloring makes me feel better. But you have to do it. You can't just have the emotions and be like, oh, I'm powerless to these emotions. You're not. I honor how I want to feel. Okay, good. I don't even have to talk about that card because I just fucking talked about it. That's universe going, did I stutter? Confidence in reverse. Okay, this is Saint Archangel Michael. He has a prayer. You can look it up online. It's kind of freaky. Talks about demons and shit, but it is a prayer that will empower you. It will embolden you. It will make you feel more confident. You need confidence. Your lack of confidence is what makes you keep engaging in all of these fear-based behaviors. You have to step out of your comfort zone. You have to. This is why your tower is still in reverse. You're unwilling to step out of your comfort zone. Somehow you've gotten very comfortable in this burning fire. You love it there. You're like, oh, this feels just like my home did when I was a child. Unstable, manipulative, messed up human connections, like a lot of secrecy. Things are always falling apart or just about to fall apart. I love that. It feels comfortable to me. Get the fuck out of there. Hey, confidence is key. The universe is like, she just keeps talking. Let's give her a bunch of the same cards so we can get her through these oracles real quick. Okay. Lemuria, create heaven on earth. It's happening. It's happening. Just believe that it is happening. Your heaven isn't coming in the next life. It's available to you right now as you align with Source. Wolf spirit, turn knowledge into wisdom. You have a thing where you're very smart. You keep a lot of stuff in your noggin. You keep a lot of stuff in there. And you have a tendency to feel that the knowledge you have is going to help you out, right? Puts you into that magician in reverse energy. I can make all this stuff work. I can manipulate all these pieces. But you have to turn the knowledge into wisdom. Integrating all the lessons you've actually learned. So this is about you finally, it's like you're like, oh, I have these powers. I have these magic powers. But it's like, okay, well then learn to use them. Work with them. This also says that the appearance of wolf spirit is an auspicious omen that says you are truly in alignment with your destiny. You just have to be still and know the sound of your heartbeats in harmony with the whole world. Okay, cool. All right, here's the things that you are in union about. You are in the light attributes of the rescuer, which is good. You're not expecting that the rescued person will reciprocate or keeping the other person needy. You are instead providing strength and support when there's crisis, and you're acting out of love with no expectation of reward. So you're not trying to save each other. You're trying to save yourselves and then provide strength and support to others by showing them how you have done this, how you have saved yourself. And you do this with no expectation of reward. Your guardian angel keeps coming to help support you with these blessings of abundance. You have trouble receiving the abundance that's here for you. You need this divine intervention to help you. This is a lot of abundance. Happiness is my birthright. Now, I usually cross this out and I say contentment because I think happiness is overrated. Happiness and sadness and madness and passion and fear and all of those things are my birthright. Everything. Contentment with all human experiences, my birthright. Contentment brings happiness. Protection in reverse. I have a sense that you're being a little too protective of your inner world that you have together. Nothing can harm this. This is a divine connection that is protected on a deep level. It doesn't require human manipulation. You do want to maintain healthy boundaries with those around you, but you don't want to put so many walls around this relationship that you can't even enjoy it together. Don't protect yourself from the completion of these cycles either. Don't protect yourself from experiencing. What if in order to get to the fulfillment that you needed, you had to experience one more karmic relationship? And you keep protecting yourself from that relationship because you think that this other thing is going to happen. But what really needs to happen is you need to experience some kind of a karmic lesson. And you just keep pushing that experience away and away and away and away. So you could be protecting yourself from the very thing that will help you get to where you want to go, thinking that you know how to get where you want to go. But what have you admitted to yourself? You know that you're going to go where you want to go, but you don't know how to get there. And what does that mean? Does that mean you give up? No. It means you surrender the reins. Don't let your past hold you back. Don't let your past attachments hold you back. Don't let your past fears and anxieties hold you back about what has happened before. Don't let somebody from your past hold you back. For a couple of days, I was really afraid that because I lost studio time, I got physically sick, and I knew it was from processing this terrible thing. And I was like, fuck, this person who tortured me 35 years ago is somehow going to fuck up my happiness right now? No, that's not going to happen. And I took the time I needed to heal so that wouldn't happen. Because if I kept that information inside and I kept that pain and those feelings inside and I didn't just feel all of the fear, and it was awful. It was really awful. Imagine being free and being completely powerless. That's how I felt. Every hour for 72 hours. Just it was awful. I never let myself feel that before, but now I did. I'm sure I'm going to have to feel it again. I'm sure it's not over. But if I didn't let myself feel it. I would keep pushing it down, and I would keep living out the same experiences that were generated from that bad man, right? Awakening is here. And we saw the awakening card all over the readings yesterday with Grace Striker, which were crazy. They were so on point. This is energetic upgrades, a new way of being, and integration. So you have both gone through this awakening. You have both gone through these upgrades, and you are entering into a new way of being. So we shouldn't see this divine masculine spread again on Wednesday, to be honest with you. Remember, this is consuming him. Releasing this garbage is what is consuming him. He's had a hard time doing it, but there's a determination here to be able to reunite with his past energy, because that's the other meaning of this card. This is like reuniting with past life energy, and of course clarifying the twin flame, the Two of Wands. And then we're getting the protection message of Antelope Spirit. Life is speeding up. And this message is, do you feel how fast the world is changing? Like everything is moving at warp speed? It's hard to control desired outcomes or set fixed goals, because by the time you get there, you will actually have moved beyond it. Now is the time to let go and enjoy the exhilarating ride, as intentions you have set in motion in the past are coming into form with lightning speed. Your job is to stay the course, even if the pace feels dizzying. You may find you will change your mind a half dozen times or more as you improve your offerings, and that is just fine. Make peace with the pace, for if you ride this quickening energy, you will solve challenges quickly and effortlessly instead of being bogged down. The best way to use this energy is to let go of worry and stay mindfully present as you continue to take action. Also, if something is not going to be in your best interest, no matter how badly you want it, Antelope will quickly remove it so you can move toward what is truly meant for you. If something is taken away, be grateful and keep moving. This is not the time to sit still, but to breathe deeply as you move forward with velocity. Wow. Go back and listen to that message again. That is a powerful message. Okay, let's see. We need to close out this reading now with some energy, some messages that of what we should do today that will help us to come into alignment. And these are just general, like everyday kind of things, not like the major spiritual thing of the tarot, but like what are the minor sort of things that we should do. Okay, please like, subscribe, share, click the link below. The box below has a link to my website, pearlsprayers.com. You can see all my readings I'm offering there. Keep an eye on it. I do change services now and again, and there's a lot going on for my music because I'm releasing a track soon. Also, keep an eye on my Instagram stories to see, to have an ability to win a free full-length reading from me. And you can basically choose from any of the readings on the website also. Or we can come up with a custom one for like whatever your needs are for that free reading. And let me think. Oh my God. I watched true crime documentaries because I also now realize why I like true crime documentaries. Having hidden this traumatic event from myself for so long, I now realize that I was consistently watching people survive true crime, and that's probably why I got so into it. I'm also an empath, and I find the stories of serial killers and criminals very interesting because everybody is like a hair's breadth away from anybody who experiences trauma like that is well within anybody's capability. Like that Sufjan Stevens song, "Look Underneath the Floorboards for the Secrets I Have Hid," about John Wayne Gacy. Anyway, I watched a couple of good ones, and there's this one called Sons of Sam, so fascinating, on Netflix, and also the one about the Night Stalker was pretty good. Okay, Divine Feminine, what must you do today that will help you come into this alignment that you are seeking? So I'm going to show you everything, and then I'm going to tell you what to do. You're getting this date card in reverse that says meeting someone new, dating, get back out there, plan or set a date. Okay. You're getting clock. Need time, takes time, in time, cycles, time to heal, and progress. You're getting the Queen of Cups, which I just talked about empathy, and there she is. And you're getting the Six of Pentacles. So, Divine Feminine. It's so funny because we have often been told to go on dates, start dating, look for new energy, but da-da-da-da. And today, what I'm seeing is it is not time for you at this. Today is not the day. Remember, this is today. This isn't every single day for the rest of, the week. This is today, maybe for the next couple of days, just this energy today. Something big has happened inside of yourself. You've got that King of Cups in reverse. You've got the Emperor in reverse. You've got the Moon. You are needing some time to heal before you can actually start to meet someone new or get back out there, okay? It's not quite time yet. You are needing to develop this emotional mastery, and you need to see this reciprocation, which means you need to be really giving to yourself and making sure that you are really taking care of yourself. The other potential interpretation of this is that the masculine energy might need time before he can come in. And you are being asked to have empathy for this. However, you can't settle. You need to see reciprocation. So take that message as you will. All right, Divine Masculine. You are getting. I'm going to show you everything and then we'll talk about it. Photograph. Looking at your photos, missing you, nostalgia, and make new memories. You are getting Mask in reverse, which says not showing true feelings, hide, personify, pretend, delude, and gaslighting. You are getting the Ace of Pentacles, and you are getting the Four of Wands, which we already got today, Divine Feminine's niggling feeling. So, Divine Masculine, it's time for you to make new memories. It is time for you to take the mask off that you've been wearing, reveal this feminine energy, and this is multiple levels. You have to reveal your divine feminine that you want to be with. You have to reveal to that divine feminine the other feminine energy that you have kept hidden. You have to take off this mask and bring this offer of sacred union, of commitment, of a stable foundation, so that you can start towards this future that you desire, this sacred union that you are after. You must unmask yourself and reveal your feelings and stop just looking at photos and missing this person and being in nostalgia. You need to make these new memories and actually make this offer today. Because the shadow that I'm looking at, is the runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy and listening to the ego, and the Five of Wands. So this is what is blocking movement forward, is a tendency to run. Like the block that you have that is keeping you from moving forward is this runner energy. And that's why Divine Feminine, we're seeing listen, if Divine Masculine wants to clear this shit in his head and his heart, the spirit is telling him, okay, make new memories. Go make this offer of a committed relationship to the feminine that you want to be with. And your side is saying, you need to have empathy, right? You need to have empathy because this reciprocation is taking time. It's taken this time to heal. Divine masculine has had to heal this in order to be able to come to plan or set a date with you, right? So you need to have compassion for the time it's taken, because if divine masculine comes in with this offer today and you're like, well, why did it take you so long? He's going to run. It doesn't mean, I got frustrated last night, actually, energetically, with my energetic analysis of my situation with my DM, where I was like, oh, so this is my fault? Like, you run because of me, because I'm too much, because I'm this, because I'm that? Well, then fuck that. You can't, it's not my fault, right? Like, there was an argument there. And it is not your fault if your divine masculine runs. It is not your job to, like, make yourself smaller or more palatable or whatever it is you need to do so that divine masculine won't run. That is not your job. Your job is to be exactly, precisely who you are. Your job is to be compassionate, loving, kind, and caring. But it is also to be that for yourself first. It is not kind, compassionate, loving, or caring to message somebody and receive radio silence and then feel guilty about moving on. That is not loving, kind, or compassionate to the self. So you have to say, how do I run when I come up against the block? How do I run, right? Who do I run to? There's a lot here to sort out. That's why it was an hour and 37-minute reading. There's a lot of work that has to be done on both sides. Divine feminine, your confusion about who, like, if there's competition coming in, if you've made a mistake. Divine masculine, the feeling that you don't have the power to release this attachment, this past attachment, and so you can't move into a new future placement. That's the same fear, right? I can see how that's the same thing. Like, for my divine masculine, if he has this other energies attached to him, maybe he feels the same way. Maybe he thinks, like, I don't know if this is my twin flame. Like, maybe I don't know if this is my soulmate or not. Maybe it's this other person, and, like, if I let this person go, and that one's, like, maybe he feels the same way. But, like, my job is not to know the answer. My job is to just allow these things to unfold and feel my way using that Saint Dymphna energy through my emotions. When I think about this, do I feel this way? When I think about this, how do I feel? And trust those feelings inside of yourself. That's learning intuition. If you need help with that, you know where to go. You know who to call. You go to pearlsprayer.com and I'll sort you out. Or I'll tell you what I know, which, admittedly, I'm still figuring a lot of stuff out. I'm not going to claim that I can solve all your problems, but I can give you the tools that seem to be working for me. All right. Thank you so much for being here today. I have tomorrow off, although I highly doubt I will take tomorrow off because I had a few days off for being sick last week, so don't see that happening. But maybe I will take tomorrow off. I will not be reading cards, though. On Wednesday, you can find me right here on YouTube doing the obstacles remove spread. It's supposed to be a studio day because we switched, but I don't know if that's really going to happen. So I probably will do a Wednesday morning reading. And then Friday, there will be the release and rebuild spread. And then again, of course, on Sunday with Grace Strega. We've been doing it from her account. I think we're going to do that again next week. It was fun. Not having to host for a Sunday. It's like, okay, you do it for a minute. Thanks so much. Take care. And I shall see you very soon here on Tuned In Tarot.